today I opened up the news and read that basically the news is some of the worst it has been in 100 years. Yikes! Right? Like, what? What are we supposed to do with that? I mean, there's no denying what's going on with the coronavirus. I mean, the death toll aside, the economic news is disastrous. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, just released a report on the effects of all of this, which we'll get to. But like, some bad stuff is happening, and it's just getting. And it seems like there's a lot more coming as well. There's more bad news that just keeps coming, and it's just really hard to. There's no sugarcoating any of it, as much as we'd like to. The other thing that makes this a little bit harder is that there's no playbook for what to do next. It's not like, when you're a kid and you make a mistake or something, or a bad situation happens, there's someone there to be like, oh, this is just gonna pass. It always does. Don't worry about it. I mean, yeah, this will pass. It always does. But like, nobody knows when, right, or how it's all gonna happen. So all of this is it's a lot of bad news, a lot, and I know we're all doing our part to social distance and wear our masks and look out for each other, and it's a lot every day, and it's hard. So when all the bad news keeps coming on top of all of this that you're already doing, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to deal with it? So that's what we're here to talk about today. So hello, I am Owen. Thank you so much for joining. As always, I really appreciate it, and I just love talking to you. So I hope that you will please subscribe here on YouTube. Hit the button right below this video. And also join our group on Facebook, the Abundance Hackers Facebook group. I would love to have you. Just going to put a link here in the chat. Go ahead and click that and join up. All right. So this morning, I'm reading this report that I was talking about with the IMF about where we're at where we're at now. And they call it, this situation now is the Great Lockdown. The Great Lockdown. Ooh. But hey, we have a name for it now. And they're saying that it's pretty much the worst economic situation since the Great Depression. So pretty much about 100 years, it has not been as rough as it is at the moment and is going to be for the next little bit. And on top of reading this news, in the same article, there is something where Bill Gates has said, like, yeah, okay, so we could be on track to get a vaccine for coronavirus in 2 years. In 2 years, which is already like, we need that before we really reopen anything, right? And now it's 2 years away. And he says, and even that would be faster than humankind has ever made a vaccine. So I laughed. I had to laugh. I read this news about just where we're headed economically and how long it's really going to take to get a vaccine together to create the thing that is really the linchpin in what will free up the economy again in the way that we really want it to, and that it's a long way off, and even that is going to be just an incredible record. So I look at this, and as I'm laughing, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, this is so much bad news. And it's not like, oh, wow, like Wednesday what is today, the 6th? Wednesday the 6th, it's just a bad day. No, it's this is happening every single day. And I find that myself constantly running back to exactly this that we're talking about today of, that balance between, am I going to allow this bad news to control my life, to really just ruin my day, to completely cloud my mind and make me sad and make me angry and then make me just pissed off and lash out at other people perhaps? Or is there something else that I can do with it, just understanding that, there's not a lot I could do about it. So I know I still have to live my life. And here's the crazy thing about all of this is that while all this bad news is happening, it is freaking gorgeous outside here in Los Angeles. It is some of the best weather I've ever seen. You walk outside and it seems like the world is bright, happy, and cheerful and what have you. And meanwhile, it is ending at the same time, according to the news. So, I see this and life goes on, right? I still have to live. We still have to move forward. And yeah, we're not moving forward in the way that we wanted, or certainly in the way that we might have expected, or in a way that even feels like moving forward, even remotely, we are still in our own way moving forward. We're still alive. We're still breathing. So what do you do? What do we do to, how do we deal with bad news in a way that we can still live our lives, that you can still live your life without it just taking over? So the first thing I always come back to is just remember there's only two things that any of us individually controls in this existence. Only two things, and that is our own thoughts and our own actions. And usually our thoughts tend to be where everything starts. They tend to influence our actions. So when I see all of this bad news, I take a look at it and I'm thinking, okay, well, how productive is it going to be for me to be completely bogged down in the fact that there's just so much terrible stuff going on right now? But then the other thought that I've got is, what can I actually do? What am I, Owen Ward, able to do about any of this right now? So what can I do? I can get into action. I can call people. I can talk to other people. People who might be lonely, other people like me, or my friends, my family, anybody, right? I mean, we're all kind of lonely in our own little right these days. We're all very separated in the way that we weren't before. That's something that I can do. I can get into action and call people. That's something that alleviates the problem of the bad news, and it's something that I can do, and it does make a difference. It really does make a difference. You know what else I can do? I can continue putting the energy into what it takes to social distance, to wear my mask outside, to take the considerations that are necessary to keep myself healthy and the people around me healthy. I can do my part to fight the virus by being conscientious and by doing my part in all of these not regulations, but these guidelines that we've been given on how we can stop the flow, right? I can do that. I can serve others. I can get into serving others, right? My business is largely in digital marketing as it is. I am helping many people to build their business online, to take it online, to raise money for their nonprofit online. So I can get into service. I think I can get into service. Oops, Google. So when I think about all of this, when I think about what I can do, what can I do to fight, it's I don't feel so bad about it any longer, because I know that I'm doing whatever it is that I can. And I know it's not my responsibility to fix the virus. It is not my responsibility to be up all night worrying how the world is going to get through this. It is my responsibility to do my little piece in all of this, and that helps me feel better when I see the bad news. It doesn't affect me because there's nothing I can do about it, and I know that I'm doing what I can. So what are you able to do? What can you do in all of this, right? Maybe it's a lot, and maybe it's not very much. Some people I know are making lots and lots of masks and personal protective equipment for our frontline folks. And for some folks, it is just as simple as staying home and staying relaxed, what have you. So think about it. What is it that you can do, that you can get into action around, that will help alleviate the pain of the bad news? Because it's going to keep coming, and it might get worse. Well, who knows? It changes from day to day. But the one thing that you can always count on is how you choose to think and how you choose to act. So think about it. One of the great things that you can do right now is, of course, get in touch with your passion and spend some time every day getting in touch with moving your passion forward, or discovering what your passion even is in the first place. And if you need help with that, then go to owenjward.com right now. Download your free guide to go from scarcity to abundance. It's called How to Unlock and Unleash Your Superpower. It's your passion. Spoiler alert. But go tell me where to send it. I'll send you a copy of it. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Plus, you will also learn about the exciting new 30-day challenge that we have just launched. And oh my gosh, we are having a blast. So I hope that you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much again for stopping by. I will talk to you tomorrow.